Yeah, like obviously, it was a great thrill for the club. Considering 2 years previous, they only won one game of footy, so we come together and we kind of knew what we wanted. We knew what we had here. So in 2023, I went and watched a couple of games of North Geelong because Darren was onto me about taking this job, and I said no probably 5-6 times, but he was relentless. So I went and had a look. I went and watched a game at Banno, and then I watched the last game here when they played Carr. And they had a nucleus here. They really had no idea. So when I caved, I knew what we needed, and I didn't want to go and we didn't want to go grab some old blokes. It was nice because when Keegan came on board, Paddy Cleary was going to come, Johnny Fazio was going to come, then Johnny brought his brother. So a couple of older blokes did come, and we had already, Smack here, Zach Swinnerson, and a couple of others. So we thought we'd go young and teach them how to play footy. And we thought it was going to be a 3 or 4 year process, but to do it in 2 years was, above my imagination. I never thought, but after the first year when we just missed out on finals by less than 1%, we thought, we got something. We just had to top up a little bit, which we did, which we got Jasper George and Terry and
Ben
O'Brien. So probably found what we were lacking, and then we won the first 9 games or 9 or 10 games, and thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on here? Then we had a bit of a lull, but then I think the last game of the year last year, everything just clicked, and the rest was history.
So Keegan, you, as you said, tell us once again, you miss out on the job, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call. Take us through that again.
Yeah, it was actually funny. I remember it was a Monday after our last game, and he sort of rang and said, "Are you on Mad Monday?" I said, "Mate, I'm way too old to be going on Mad Mondays," and it's a player thing. And he kind of said, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking." So I went around to his house. We had a sort of chat about it. I'd been burnt on another job that I was told I had, and then everything was figured out, and then the rug got pulled out at the last minute. So I'd kind of told, I was at North Shore at the time, I told them, I'm done, I've got this job. And then I didn't have it anymore, and then he said, "Hey, what are you doing? This is what I'm thinking." I said, "Oh, funny you should say that. I've just found out last week that the job I had, I don't have anymore." So yeah, we come around, had a bit of a chat. How's it going to work? What do we want it to look like? And then I was more hesitant about, I didn't want the rug pulled out again. So I said, "Look, I think get Vanders to ring me and we'll have a chat about it." I just wanted to make sure it was all normal and I wasn't going to get burnt twice in a week. And then once that was in, I was on board. And it was kind of funny because at North Shore we trained from 5:30 till 7, where every other club in Geelong starts at 6 o'clock. So living on the other side of town, I was actually stopping in here and watching the end of training before I decided I want to do it. And I was the same. I was watching training going, how have these guys not won a game? Well, you sort of got this vision of your head that balls are going everywhere. And training was really, really good. And my thing was, I reckon I could structure them up a little bit to be in a position to win games. And then the way we sort of had a chat, and I think we both kind of thought the same thing about how we wanted to play and how we wanted to set the club up from a football point of view. And yeah, it's easy to say, but to do it in 2 years to get the reward for it was unreal. But
in saying that, we still had to change the culture a little bit. Like when I was coaching Bannockburn and we were playing against North Geelong, the back end, North Geelong was pretty much known as a party club. So we had to come in and ruffle a few feathers, and to see who wanted to stay and who didn't want to, who wanted to stay and who was, who was going to leave. So that was so when I first come in, when you come in, I had a chat to the group that were here, and I said, some of you got to hit the pavement and some of you got to hit the gym, and if that little man in your head saying right now that's me, or it's you. So they took it on board, and they come back when we started pre-season pretty fit. yeah, and then we started getting the ball rolling and we started putting structures in place and game plans and stuff like that. And yeah, and in 2 years, you know, we were lucky enough to win the flag. You want to go?
It was not a great experience for me until 5 minutes to go, because I've never won a grand final before, so I've lost plenty and never had the chance to win one. So I think we joked grand final week that I'm the unlucky charm. We haven't won one and I'm the common denominator in all of them. But it was, I don't know, you don't get caught up in what might happen because you're too worried about what you need to do to make it happen. So especially during the week leading up to it, you're more worried about structures, matchups, how we're going to play. And at the end of the day, you can't really control what happens on the players have got to go and do it. So you could have the best plans and stuff, but you've got to trust your players to do it. And we were thankful that we'd put the work in over the last 2 years that the players could execute what we wanted them to on the day. And yeah, I remember that last didn't feel safe until probably, for me, the last probably 2 or 3 minutes, I reckon, that I thought they're probably not going to get us.
Yeah, just with the expectations, I don't like to put expectation on players, and like even this year, you know, they've asked, you know, what's your expectations? Like, there's no expectations because there's 12 clubs that are expecting to win every game. You're not going to win every game of footy. So all you've got to do is win enough games to play finals, and then you've got to be at your best playing finals. So to put expectations on your players, then they feel it, and then all of a sudden, you know, it could become a snowball that turns into an avalanche. Like, so even on grand final week, there was no expectations. We just try to keep everything, as Keegan said, normal as possible. We knew our structures would stand up, and you know, in the end, they probably did. And we probably kind of knew that as soon as they threw someone behind the footy early in that third quarter, we knew we had them. They couldn't go with this. So that was the starting point, and because that gives us what we want, and we're strong behind the footy, and we just kept repelling. They just couldn't stop it in that third quarter. When I look back on it now, like, so in our 150 years, we've won 19 senior flags. To knowing that we've got a little bit of history, and no one can take it away from us, that means a lot to me. Like, I come here, you know, you can coach, you know, I've coached North Shore, Bannockburn, Bell Park, and I've come here with probably a blank canvas, and you know, in 2 years we've won a flag. And to be part of this history now, it's like, it's going to take, when we finish up, or when I finish up, you know, I'll look back on it and think, wow, that's bloody amazing what we've done in that short period of time.
I think for me, the thing that sticks out, like a lot of my mates have won grand finals and stuff like that, and they keep telling you there's an intangible that it's different. Like you can't explain it, it's just different. And I think after we won, and obviously the celebrations, and then we come back together maybe a week or two later to get the photo, there was just a vibe that it was different. Like, we're bonded for life now. Like, we've all put in and got something and worked hard. Now we've got something to show for it that's going to bond us together for the rest of your life. And I'm sure everyone else that's been in these videos that have had success, they've lived it for the last how many years they've done it, and they're all bonded by that. And I think footy clubs are good for that. Like, they're your mates for life at footy clubs, but there's just little intangibles and success along the way that you're just bonded now. So for us to come in after 2 years and create a bond and a memory that's going to last forever is awesome.
They're bloody hard. They are bloody hard. So never take it for granted, never do. I've coached 10 years and I'm lucky enough to win two flags. So they're bloody hard.